This call is being recorded.
Hey, Pule, thanks for coming online. So yeah, what were you saying about this piece, and how do you take it? What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I was saying that it's an effective piece for any kind of context where a summary of what reading and writing looks like in the world, in terms of its graphic form. Um, yes, it's like a bird's eye view of the world, you know, in terms of how we read and write, the symbolic forms of reading and writing.
Right,
Um,
and that opens up so many gates to the world and how we geographies and histories and people and technologies and stories.
yeah, every mark has a story embedded, you know.
It's a world all on its own.
Yeah, and it's like a galaxy of connections that you can create. So you can draw the connections between these, different word forms, different letter forms, different writing systems, different names, and you can draw the connections between them and
Right, like
create.
ukumak. Absolutely. Like ukumak is a Turkic word, and you have ukumak here, and then you have ukumak here, for
And
example.
that drawing of the connections is a creative process. Following a line of connection that is not necessarily linear or like structured in a top-down way, but is imaginative, is a way through an archive of knowledge. So it's a way of visually representing an archive of global knowledge, in a simple format, and that is a an effective tool to inspire people to to see connections. You know.
Yeah, and especially how people bring their own knowledge, and that could be unpacked through these coordinates that induce what's inside and what you're feeling. And this can really take you on a journey with other people in
That's
a
right.
social learning exercise. And where you end up is really you never really know where you can go with this.
Yeah,
It's a
it's not
vortex.
it's not passive. It's an active tool of connection. So it's like a platform in a way. It's a portal through where
Right,
we can connect, different times, places, and perspectives, and
right. Absolutely. It's a gateway into the past, present, and future. There's no doubt
yeah,
about that.
yeah. So yeah, any space that wants to communicate through the written word, you know, it has a benefit of understanding the full, like, possibility of, real diversity that is in every written moment, you know. And I'll never forget when I was in Ethiopia and I saw a number plate of a car, and there was written in with Arabic script, in the Ethiopic characters, and in the Indic numerals, and then in Latin script with a Japanese word because it was Isuzu, and it was all of that in one tiny space, like
Right.
multilingualism in one space, expressing like a whole economic and historical relationship across the world for a very
Mm.
long time scale. And just looking at that made me think, okay, we can live like this. You can live in a context where you have this extreme diversity, and it's not schizophrenic, um it's not divisive, it's not divided, it's fluid, it's a fluid journey through the potentials of representation of the written word.
Hmm. Yes, and then we've shown that here in many places where the orthographies represent different times in history, of a particular language, and in some cases they're moving in parallel together, where you have more than one orthography representing a particular language. And so it's fascinating to kind of learn about how, language itself has been represented in multiple ways,
That's right. Yeah.
and
With
and
multiple
and how
uses.
we measure literacy.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the diversity of strategies for the representation on a linguistic level, but also on a graphic level, in terms of design and in terms of the use of line, the use of color, the use of,
Oh,
shape.
definitely. I mean, even the scripts are fascinating and very, very different from each other. And just the power of human thought to create this kind of representation is not only unlimited, but it is remarkable. It is remarkable. When we kind of see the whole thing together, you realize we're all trying to move in the same direction.
Mhm.
We're all trying to be better people. We're all trying to make progress. As this piece, really, really talks about that, and it just kind of represents progress, and it shows point of view, and it shows the power of human thought and what's possible. And
Yeah,
when you see it all together, it creates opportunities to realize this, that we are more, and creates opportunities for cooperation
yeah,
and opportunities to see possibilities into the future, I think, as well. So it is something that induces many kinds of reflections, um, with this coordinate system.
yeah.
So, well, the piece is called "The Champion for Life," and it is a human progress empowerment concept that we are trying to bring out into the world, and really represent the world the way it is. This is not like a secret that we're revealing here. It truly is the way it is. This is the way the world is. And we want to balance that and show it as it is.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
That's great.